First in HD, this is News 4 Tucson, live at 4.
These summer rains may be good for your garden, but they may also bring some unwanted pests. In today's 5-Minute Gardener, Debbie Mounce shows us how to recognize grub worms and how to get rid of them.
All right, you guys, summertime, and our summertime pests are beginning to really show up in the garden. So this is the part of gardening that isn't quite as much fun as a lot of the other parts of gardening. One thing I'm going to talk to you today about that's super common in the summertime that we see all the time is grubs. And basically grubs are the larvae of the little June, most common are the little June beetles, those little brown hard beetles that we see, and most of the grubs that we see are the larvae of those beetles. Now what happens is the larva lives in and this is what they look like. Ooh, they're kind of nasty looking, aren't they? When you dig them up, even more so. Anyway, they live in the soil, and as they develop and grow, they start to eat the roots of the plants that are in the soil around them. So what you'll start to see is, let's assume this is a tree or a bush. You'll start to see that one limb of the tree or the bush suddenly starts to die off. And what that means is whatever part of the root system that is connected to that particular branch is getting munched on underground by these grubs. This can happen on trees, on bushes, in your lawn. You can sometimes start to suddenly see brown patches where they've concentrated and started chewing on the roots. This product is particularly good for grasses and things, but if you have trees or shrubs that are getting this, this is a granular product. The other ones, and you get the grubs around your trees and shrubs, you're better off using something that's a liquid, a soil drench, and you just mix it up. And this is one that you can use. This is called 7. You mix it up and you just drench the soil around the plant, trying to get that product down around where the grubs are living, which can be anywhere from 6 inches down to a foot down into the soil. So they can be very devastating. There are other ways to also treat grubs. If you have any questions, come and see us. And if you have any dieback, let us help you with it. All righty. Thanks a bunch.
And Debbie joins us now in studio with some more tips.
Okay, well, this is another common thing that you'll see in the summertime. And I brought a sample. I was on my walk with the dog this morning. I'm literally out there cutting off a pad off a prickly pear. But this is something that you will see on prickly pear all around town. And it looks like cotton. It looks like somebody ran cotton right over the thorns and it's stuck. But it's actually a little tiny sucking insect called cochineal scale. And it actually sends down a little probe into the pad of the prickly pear and sucks the juice out. If the infestation gets too bad, it can actually kill the prickly pear. The other part of this that I have to tell you that's fascinating is this little bug has been used for centuries. The Aztec used it because when you take off this cottony coating, it's a little red bug. You squeeze it and it exudes this little red coloring, and they use it for dye.
Wow.
And because it's an organic thing, there actually are farms in Mexico and other places that grow their prickly pear just to get the dye.
Just to extract it.
Right, exactly. So that's pretty fascinating. Now the other part of the gardening part of it is when you first start to see this on the prickly pear, one of the things that you can do is if you're diligent about doing hard sprays of water, you can control it. But like on this pad, this is pretty far gone. And this prickly pear that I took it off of, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. It's really bad. So the other thing that you can do is you can actually cut the prickly pear down, throwing away all of these pads. And then as it starts to regrow, be more diligent about using your hard sprays of water, or even just exposing. When you do that, you expose this protective covering on the bug, and then they're vulnerable to predators, birds, sun, and other insects that come and eat them. But anyway, that's the way to handle it.
So interesting, because so many of us in southern Arizona have seen this and always wondered what it is.
What that is, yeah. Nobody was running around with little cotton balls or anything.
Not at all. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Rebecca.
All right.